Prince Turtle Remembers His Magic. Twinkle was as nervous as she could be during all the week that followed this strange conversation with Prince Turtle. Every day, as soon as school was out, she would run to the tub to see if the turtle was still safe, for she worried lest it should run away or disappear in some strange manner. And during school hours, it was such hard work to keep her mind on her lessons that teacher scolded her more than once. The fairy imprisoned in the turtle's form had nothing to say to her during this week, because he would not be allowed to talk again until Saturday, so the most that Twinkle could do to show her interest in the prince was to give him the choicest food she could get, and supply him with plenty of fresh, clean water. At last the day of her adventure arrived, and as soon as she could get away from the breakfast table, Twinkle ran out to the tub. There was her fairy turtle, safe as could be, and as she leaned over the tub, he put out his head and called, "Good morning," in his small, shrill voice. "Good morning," she replied. "Are you still willing and ready to assist me?" asked the turtle. "To be sure," said Twinkle. "Then take me in your hand," said he. So she picked him out of the tub and placed him upon her hand, and the turtle said, "Now pay strict attention, and do exactly as I tell you, and all will be well. In the first place, we want to get to the Black Mountains, so you must repeat after me these words, Uller, aller, iller, aller." "Uller, aller, iller, aller," said Twinkle. The next minute it seemed as though a gale of wind had struck her. It blew so strongly against her eyes that she could not see, so she covered her face with one arm, while with the other hand she held fast to the turtle. Her skirts fluttered so wildly that it seemed as if they would tear themselves from her body, and her sunbonnet, not being properly fastened, was gone in a minute. But it didn't last long, fortunately. After a few moments the wind stopped, and she found she could breathe again. Then she looked around her and drew another long breath, for instead of being in the backyard at home, she stood on the side of a beautiful mountain, and spread before her were the loveliest green valleys she had ever beheld. "Well, we're here," said the turtle, in a voice that sounded as if he were well pleased. "I thought I hadn't forgotten my fairy wisdom." "Where are we?" asked the child. "In the Black Mountains, of course," was the reply. "We've come a good way, but it didn't take us long to arrive, did it?" "No, indeed," she answered, still gazing down the mountainside at the flower-strewn grassland of the valleys. "This," said the turtle, sticking his little head out of the shell as far as it would go, "is the realm of the fairies, where I used to dwell. Those beautiful palaces you see yonder are inhabited by Queen Flutterlight and my people, and that grim castle at your left, standing on the side of the mountain, is where the corrugated giant lives." "I don't see anything," exclaimed Twinkle. "That is, nothing but the valleys and the flowers and grass." "True, I had forgotten that these things are invisible to your mortal eyes, but it is necessary that you should see all clearly if you are going to rescue me from this terrible form and restore me to my natural shape. Now put me down upon the ground, for I must search for a particular plant whose leaf has a magic virtue." So Twinkle put him down, and the little turtle began running around here and there, looking carefully at the different plants that grew amongst the grass on the mountainside. But his legs were so short and his shell-covered body so heavy that he couldn't move very fast. So presently he called for her to pick him up again and hold him close to the ground while she walked among the plants. She did this, and after what seemed a long search, the turtle suddenly cried out, "Stop! Here it is! This is the plant I want." "Which? This?" asked the girl, touching a broad green leaf. "Yes. Pluck the leaf from the stem and rub your eyelids with it." She obeyed, and having rubbed her lids well with the leaf, she again opened her eyes and beheld the real fairyland.